Good morning. I'm just going to jump in, I guess. Waiting for the One is the title for today, and the blurb is Weird Dream. Again today, I woke up a little after 1 a.m., then 2 a.m., and finally 3 a.m. The last time I did not fall back to sleep. Instead, I laid there and meditated on the strange dream. It was free cell, and all the cards were laid out in the final deal. One column was all in order, except for the final ace, the one that would move everything and assure the win. I did not want that to be my topic today, but I could not get past it as I meditated, looking for something else. The message that I'm getting is that many are waiting for the one. Are you the one? Am I? Even after I wrote that blurb and surrendered to that being the topic, which I did not want as a topic, I still do not have the clarity on what this thing means. Now, the truth is, free cell to me often is like a meditation. I will play free cell when I'm talking on the phone to people. I will play free cell when I'm listening to a video or listening to music. It has become, over the past several years, a meditative device. Now, that may sound strange to some of you, but I almost never lose, and I can put my brain in neutral most of the time, playing free cell and yet using it as a diversion to be able to receive all sorts of thoughts and feelings that come up for me. It quiets the mind. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody but me, and it doesn't matter. It's something that I have recognized in my own life, and I used to get to where I would lay guilt trips on myself for playing free cell so often. I mean, I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't play at least a handful of games or more. Anyway, today, are you the one? Waiting for the one. Like many people in our world today, we're looking for that event. I don't even think it's an individual. It's an event that finally tips everything and brings down the house of cards that we've been waiting to have brought down. And of course, I'm speaking of the manifestation of the collective shadow, also known as the governments, or the banking cartel, or simply the cartel, the international bankers, the Illuminati, whatever name and label you want to put on it. I know in my life I have been, since 2001, looking for the demise of the criminal government, and I've not ever been, nor will I ever be, an advocate of a violent takedown. That's why I'm in the Republic, because we do things lawfully and peacefully in the Republic movement here in the United States. That the emphasis is on peaceful change, not peaceful and lawful change, not violent uprising. I will never be an advocate of that. But I realize that many things in our world that are wrong with our world cannot change as long as the collective shadow remains in power. And really, as long as so many people don't acknowledge it, and here's the irony, acknowledging it. Some people think if you acknowledge it, it grows stronger. Well, that's just the opposite. When you acknowledge that there's a sickness, you can finally find remedy and solutions and healing for that sickness. You can get beyond it. But as long as you're unwilling to acknowledge it and say, there it is, it remains intact. It remains in power. It remains in control. That's how, from my perspective, that's how life works. But I've been waiting for the one thing that will finally make the revelation that will wake enough people up to change the game. I know it's going to happen. I most of the time have no doubt that that's what's going to happen. And I have often predicted, like, I didn't think George Bush would ever get to serve the second 4 years as president. I never believed that that would happen. I mean, I was certain that he would be brought down. And then when he did steal the second election, I was certain, absolutely certain, that he would not be able to serve out his entire 4 years. That before 2008 would get here, the 2008 election, he would have been removed from office for all of the scams and all of the criminality that was in his administration. I thought that. It didn't happen. I was waiting for the one thing that would make that happen. And then Obama came on the scene. And that was a little bit different story because I think he actually did win the election. I don't think he stole the election. And there were many of my friends that were saying, well, he's the one. He's the one. And many people, not me, because I didn't trust him, quite honestly, and I still don't. I talked to somebody yesterday, and they says, well, they still think, because of all the channeled messages that say he's the one, there's still people that believe that. I don't see any evidence of that at all. Not at all. Is he the one? I don't know. I sort of doubt it. A lot of me doubts it. So I don't know where to go. I mean, I prayed for George Bush when he was president because I pray for people that appear to be my enemies. And I try to see what they represent in me to me so that I can awaken my own unconscious. Because the one that I need to awaken for me is me. And I need to recognize that every aspect that I see out there in others is still me. And in the dream, the ace that I'm looking for is still me. The ace that's hidden, that's buried, that has to be uncovered in order to release everything else and bring all the cards back home, to the starting point. That's what free cell is. It's bringing it all back to the four columns where you have the aces up to the king, the one to the king. And you have all four columns brought up. That's the win. You win. And we're looking for the win here in 2012. We're looking for the win of this game. And it is a game. Maybe that was the message. Ron, it's still just a game. It's just a game. It feels so real. And we take it so seriously. I know I do. But it's just a game. Is that what Spirit is trying to tell me, and why I kept seeing, and each time I woke up, why I kept playing free cell? Or is it because it's so embedded in my consciousness that that's an easy image? But why did it keep coming back? And why, even after I went into meditation, when I finally was not trying to fall back to sleep again, why did it keep on coming? Why did that keep playing? Looking for the one. There's the cards all spread out. There's nothing else to deal. But the one ace that needs to be uncovered is still where it cannot be uncovered. There's no moves left that will uncover it. It's missing just that one. What are you looking for in your life? What one are you looking for? What thing are you waiting for as the tipping point that will turn everything around for you? There's a process going on. I do believe that. I do believe that there's a higher reality that's impinging on our visible reality that will ultimately bring everything into balance and into harmony. And we will have peace on earth. We will learn to love one another as we first learn to love the one that needs to be loved, which is ourselves. As we forgive those that have trespassed against us, even as we learn to forgive ourselves for all the trespasses we have done to ourselves and to others. We are the one. We're waiting for the one thing that will change everything. But the one is us. It's always in each of our lives, it's us. We are the one that has to make the change, that has to turn from fear and from running away and denial and hiding to acknowledgement of the shadow, acknowledgement of the dark, acknowledgement of the hypocrisy of the dark pretending it's light and ignorance pretending it has knowledge. We have to get beyond that. Perhaps that's what Spirit was trying to give me. And I'm going to be interested in going back and listening to this, because before I started, I was still clueless as to where it was going to go. I did not know. That's one of the things that I do here on these videos. I write a blurb, and sometimes I have an idea of where I'm going, and I have a whole bunch of the pieces of the puzzle already in my mind consciously. Today I didn't, which is why there was so much resistance to even taking this as my topic. But I feel that something important has been said here that I need to see. So when I listen to this, I'm going to be listening closely, probably playing Free Cell, so that I can focus. I know that sounds strange. But I want to see what this means, what Spirit was giving me. And if you choose to do the same, good. I invite you to do that, but you don't have to. Do what you're led to do, because Spirit is leading each of us to the place where we can be the one that we need, the one tipping point that we need to turn everything around in our lives, and ultimately it will reverberate out into the world. That's just simply the way it works. So once again, I thank you for listening. Namaste. Crazy message.